company, maybe there is another company, I prefer this one, you prefer the other one. It is still water. So even in Islam, sometimes there are small differences. Maybe both opinions can be correct. I want to give you one example, very famous example of Banu Qurayza, where the Prophet ﷺ completed a battle, and he was told, he told his companions, لا يصلين أحدكم العصر إلا في بني قريظة. You should not read Salatul Asr except in Bani Qurayza. So the Sahaba, some of them understood it, radiallahu anhum, some of them understood it that today the Salatul Asr can be delayed even if it means entry into Maghrib time, because of the instruction. And the others understood it that today Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying rush to Bani Qurayza, but he is not saying delay your Salah. Both opinions were corrected by the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself. He said this one is right and this one is also right. So sometimes you can have more than one correct opinion, and at the same time we need to be tolerant sometimes of those within the limits of who have different opinions. As I said, within limits. If it is beyond the limit, I need to protect myself. Like I tell people that a person, is a Muslim. They are a Muslim. They have chosen Salah for themselves. They have chosen to dress in a specific way because they are Muslim. And when a person is a non-Muslim, we disagree with the fact that they are non-Muslim, but we tolerate them, we respect them as non-Muslims. I cannot force my deen on someone who doesn't want to follow it. So the same applies to different sects, different groups. Sometimes they are there. We are Maldivians, we live together, we need to understand each other. We can discuss in a good way, that is in a harmonious way, and I think that is the way forward, rather than debate in a way that might cause more conflict. We don't want that, and we would not wish it for anyone. Jazakumullah khair. Yes, if you ask one question, not more than one question.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Hassan. My question is about moderate Islam. I just read some books, and according to these books, we are in the middle course, Muslims, because Jabarites and the Gadrites, they were on the two extremes. So the middle course, some of the Muslims, they believe it is like 3 times a day they can pray instead of 5 times. It is very easy religion. Can you elaborate on this? Thank you very much.
Okay, Islam as a religion is moderate in the sense that Islam is something that has come in order to save us from all the negatives that we have around us and to grant us paradise as well. So we are all moderate people. Moderate people means we are living, we are letting others live. A person who is not moderate is the one who is living and he does not want others to live. Like some people, they think that the non-Muslims, you must destroy them. The answer is the non-Muslims, they can become Muslims. Every non-Muslim is a potential Muslim. If today we were taught to destroy the non-Muslims, who was going to enter Islam? All of us here, somewhere in the past, our forefathers were not Muslims. So if they were destroyed, how were we going to accept Islam? So Islam, you need to spread, you need to teach, you need to move forward, and we need to understand there are lots of debates at the moment. People are using words. Like I told you, the word freedom is used in order to take your religion away, sometimes to take your brain away. They use the word freedom. Sometimes they use the word human rights. Sometimes they use the word moderate. Moderate can mean many things. If it is to take away part of the teachings of Islam, we disagree with that. So to say that Salah is not 5, it is 3, we disagree with that. That is a different belief altogether. We don't know. That is not in Islam. For example, if someone says, no, you are Muslim, but alcohol is permissible, music is permissible, this is allowed, pork is okay, it's fine, we will say no, that is not moderate Islam. Like for example, some Muslims, Allah safeguard us, but they drink wine, they drink alcohol. So instead of saying, no, I'm moderate, they must say, this is wrong in Islam and I have a weakness. There you are. So I hope you can understand that the word moderate, if it is used to mean that we tolerate other people, then we are all moderate. And also tolerating other people within limits. If they bump into us, we can take them to court, no problem. If they bump into us, we can take them to court. We can, tackle it in a different way. But we will live and we will let live. That is called moderate, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Dengan betul suara ang hindafrek, dengan hindafrek rawan kali. Mikon في hindafrek مركز في hindafrek بجواب سؤال ده.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm a student of IOU. I will take on regarding shirk. This is a very, wide misconception across the world. My question is, if a person is saying that I build an idol and no one can harm, is this a shirk? In which stage the shirk can form? This is my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. The question is connected to the idol and the person who builds the idol and says no one can harm. I think, as Muslims, we believe that, goodness and harm is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why even the names of Allah, we have a Nafi'ud Dar, the owner of all goodness, the one who benefits us is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as Muslims, there is no place for idols and for someone to worship the idols and the stones and the sticks and the trees and so on. We have no place for that in Islam. And we should be hanging to Allah. And we ask Allah, He is the one who will benefit us, whoever made me. And this is why there is some beautiful explanation I can give you now, that you see Allah has many names. The Quran says, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Allah has many beautiful names. Use them to call Him. So when I am sick, I can say, Oh Allah, cure me. Or I can say, Ya Shafi Ishfini, O owner of cure me. It is better to say, O owner of cure me, because I am acknowledging another name and quality of His, which is the owner of cure. So the same way when I am suffering in my business, I can say, Oh Allah, give me sustenance. Or I can say, Ya Razzaq urzuqni, O you who is the owner of sustenance, grant me sustenance. So it is better for us to know the names, to understand the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to use them to call Allah. But when a person has an idol, for example, and they are calling out to the idol, or they feel the idol will protect them or harm them, in that particular case, it would go against the teachings of Islam.
I think many Maldivians do not really understand what is happening in the world. They tend to think that we have got internal politics, and therefore there is a clash between it. But I think what's happening in the world is that great changes are taking place. If you see, for example, those people who are troubled with, we have to feed 70 billion people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He's taking away also so many people, but this is, I say it with respect. But so are we going to the period of like Imam al-Mahdi? And so the banner under which we should rally, because we have to, pay allegiance to Imam al-Mahdi, even if you have to crawl over the snow, right? So in that case, should you rally under the banner of separate Muslim groups?
My beloved sister, I can see you are very passionate to bring the ummah together. May Allah fulfill your dream. You are really, I can see the passion in your voice. You want everyone to be united. We are all the same. We want everyone to be united. But reality on the ground is people are different. An-nasu ashkal wa alwan. People are all different sizes and shapes and colors and so on. So as for Al-Mahdi, nobody knows besides Allah. Even though sometimes I was reading an article to say Al-Mahdi was born in 1940 and Al-Mahdi was this, and Mahdi will come in 2011, and Mahdi will come, they will see him in Arafah and so on. And now earlier this year in August, if I'm not mistaken, in Mecca, Salatul Asr, there was one man, Imam Sudais was the Imam. After he finished his Salah, or during the Salah, one man grabbed the microphone and he said, I am Mahdi, I am Mahdi. So what happened is, after that, the Imam said, look, Al-Mahdi will come, but he will not grab mic of Imam and say, he will not grab mic of Imam and say, I'm Mahdi. So